Okay, I'm coming to you from my Villas of Chenal studio. I just want to give you an update. One of the things that's happened, I guess, is I've kind of been growing with this podcast, was that I had some people that joined me the other day since I had done this at Barnes and Noble, and it kind of gave it a new life or enthusiasm. Um, I was looking at the reviews, and he says you did a tremendous job facilitating, and it was by Sidney Moncrief, and it says Herb Lair did an excellent job interviewing Razorback legend Sidney Moncrief. Great job, Herb. And that's Bryce Kittinger. Now, he works at Chenal Valley Church, otherwise known as preacher or pastor or minister. Uh, Another was a lot of great stories and tips covered. Can't wait for the podcast release. J.J. Childers, who I put works, and I put a question mark after that at Barrister Marketing Groups. Amazing stories. You will be recognized as a Mark Twain of this generation. Definitely to words as Norman Rockwell to paint. And that's a mysterious, distant cousin that showed up. Special thanks to Barnes and Noble. Um, the help was from Jason Rankin, and he kind of describes himself as the overlord of books, graphic novels, Greek culture, and minions at Barnes and Noble. And he helped me come up with the little logo and signage we used, so that was a lot of fun. Uh, I guess what I wanted to do this video for was to tell you that there's some things in the works. There's a possibility, or we're working on it anyway, of having Frank O'Meara, and it's been breaking. If you know his story, he's the track star that was at the University of Arkansas, Irish born, and he has Parkinson's. So he'll be a great story. We're just trying to kind of connect on that. And then there's some other stories that's coming up with Arkansas State Senator, and I'll talk a little bit more about that as it develops. And there's a lot of situations here, and again, I'm going back to a little bit to the docu-series I started about a year ago. There's a lot of those things that can be done now, and I'd like to work with some of those ideas. So one of the things I need, and it's a simple thing, but I'm going to either work through this on YouTube, on my podcast, or maybe find another place to put the podcast. But we're not getting subscribers, and this is for my benefit and your benefit, and so that I can put together better productions and have more interesting people and more other people that I can talk to. And it's been great to have Craig O'Neill and again Sidney Moncrief. They're kind of self-starters. You ask them a question and they've got a good answer, but there's going to be a lot more effort with Frank O'Meara. I know he has some issues due to Parkinson's, and there are going to be other people that we will be talking to that hopefully will be able to manage. And some of my initial ideas was I had people such as the nurse that was on the hospital ship eventually meeting with someone like Alan Alda, who has Parkinson's, and he was involved with MASH and of course the Korean War. So there's a lot of things there that you can develop. Another lady that has written books, it'd be nice to get her over to Memphis and spend some time at St. Jude. And we have a stewardess, flight attendant, and I'd like to get that worked out where we connect her with some people, because obviously flying is a big thing, and there's a lot of places people with disabilities and Parkinson's can travel to, so we want to use that. And just a lot of other people that I've met with Parkinson's and other issues, but maybe we can do some things around Big Cedar and the Bass Pro people up there, and maybe with Walmart, whether it's in Harrison or over in Fayetteville. But pretty open to a lot of opportunities, and several things can come up here in Little Rock. Got a great art museum and some nice golf courses and other things to explore. So keep it in mind, but at least for now, you'll see some people in this next video, and it's the director cut, and it's kind of interesting in the sense that I brought in some people that were in attendance and focused a little bit more on them, and we tried a little bit different angle on the camera, but I did cut the podcast down to about 47 minutes, so it's a little more manageable from the viewer, but I think you'll see some other things that I've included that make it a little more, I guess, enlightening on some certain things that we described. You can see pictures now. So be sure and go to Herb Lair channel, look up that on YouTube, and subscribe. I'm a little bit top heavy on 65-year-old men, and I need a more balanced demographics to really get the best sponsorship and get more things going. It's not a big money maker, and it never will be, but it can provide some content. And again, the audience is about a 13 trillion, and that's with a T, market. So if it's good content and no people with disabilities watch it, it can be real important. And then we're just a small piece of that, but we're doing it in a way that as we said, will be informational and informative and entertaining, and I do it as a video because I want people to see people with Parkinson's, because sometimes you get a little bit different impression when you see the Michael J. Fox and others. So I want you to be able to kind of see how things change there. And there is a lady, and I have to look it up here, but it's Heather Kennedy, and that's her. I think it's her pen name, but she's on Twitter, and she has really got some great videos, and she tells how people kind of lose their old friends and gain new friends, and I've kind of sensed that a little bit too when you change a little bit in your personality. So I would go there as well. So thanks, and enjoy the really it's a I guess it finally I got an opportunity to edit a pretty lengthy podcast, and I just let that podcast flow. We didn't stop, as you can see. So that kind of tells you a little bit about mental capacity and physical capacity when you're able to do something like that, and then you can go back later and then edit it. But many times a podcast, even as it's recorded, is not over 20, 30 minutes. So I think it just shows enthusiasm the crowd had that attended, as well as Sidney Moncrief, who I just kept on and answering any question I asked him. So thanks.